Let your salmon rest, folks. It's vital. Let those juices redistribute. Nobody wants dry salmon. I'm Ted, and I'm a professional chef. As a professional chef, my job is to create fun, interesting dishes, and more than just creating food, I also have to manage people and create a dining experience for guests. A day in my life as a chef, I do pop-up catering. Some days we're at the farmer's market picking out the things that we're working on. Some days we're in the kitchen testing. Being a cook is kind of, I don't see how they can simulate it, but I'm excited to find out. Let's get an order. There it is. Our first order is salmon, steak, and boiled potatoes. Yum. For this, we're gonna take potatoes, salmon, water, sunflower oil, salt, and black pepper. Take the salmon fillet and season it with salt. Let's find a salmon fillet. Someone in here. I'm gonna pick that puppy up. And this is like totally cross-contamination here. Season with salt and black pepper, 5 grams of each. I'll start with black pepper because it's next to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Salt is around here somewhere. I have 6 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll come back to it. Add to a pan sunflower oil, 10 milliliters. I got this pan here. It's already too much, so let's see if I could dump some of this. Oops. Made a mess. But at least there's no sunflower oil in there, so I could start with the fresh pan. Sunflower oil. Open the bottle. Hey, I got it right. I'm gonna get my pan hot. Get my salmon. Salmon goes in the pan. You hear that sear? That's how you know it's right. Skin's gonna be nice and crispy. Empty this big pot so I can boil some potatoes. Throw it. That's how I do it in real kitchens, by the way. I just throw it at the dish pan. Oh. Wait, I'm gonna need water. 1,000 milliliters of water. So I'm gonna do cold water, because when we cook potatoes in restaurants, that's how you do it. You start with cold water in a pot, then you add your potatoes to it, then you turn on to boil, you bring it slowly up to a boil. This is where all the potatoes cook evenly. Oh, it's done, yeah, boom. I'm actually gonna get my spatula and give this guy a flip. Hey, okay, that water's going. I'm gonna have to add salt to the water. 20 grams salt. Let's get my potatoes in that pot. Let your salmon rest, folks. It's vital. Let those juices redistribute. Nobody wants dry salmon. What plate am I going to transfer onto a plate? Now I'm going to get my plate set up. I should put my plate in the oven for a few seconds to warm. When I put my food on, it doesn't get cold. This is just a simulation, so I think I'll be fine. Let's get this salmon on the plate. Set that plate down. Not even close. This is taking a long time. What I want to do is put that on top of this, but it doesn't work in this. I guess it doesn't work in this game. I was trying to create a little steam to cook the potatoes faster. So now I'm worried that my salmon temperature is going to get too cold. So I put the plate up here because I'm assuming that the game knows that this area is hot, so I want to keep my salmon warm. And my potatoes are about to be cooked. So now I take my plate, put whole boiled potatoes on the plate. Food is piping hot. Oh, don't drop. Oh, no. Just get it down. How much time do I have? I'm gonna try and snap another photo. I always take photos of my food because the name of the game is, social media. Let's put a frame on this. What time of year is it? Valentine's Day. And we add our little logo. There it is. Okay, and now we serve. With 1 minute to spare, ladies and gentlemen, I got my first dish out. Okay, so let's see, our reviews are in. Taste is 3.5 stars. The timing, I got 5 stars. We're 1 minute under time. My overall score is 3.5 stars out of 5. For fame, I'm at 28 out of 30, so pretty popular. I think I deserved better than just 3.5 stars because I feel like I was focused. The dish looked fairly decent. I will say that I didn't stop to taste the food, so I understand the 3.5 stars on the taste. I felt pretty confident about the dish. I think there may be some guest complaints. Too much salt in my potatoes, apparently. Salmon fillet, heating mistakes. So I overcooked the salmon, I think. I prefer crispy skin, so. But the temperature was hot. A little hack of putting it over the stove on that counter kept my salmon the perfect temperature, so I'm glad to see that. Another order, tomato soup this time. Recipes calling for chicken broth, salt, black pepper, cayenne, tomato, onion. I'm gonna boil all that together for 60 seconds, then blend it. Finish it with 150 milliliters of sour cream, and then pour all of that into a deep plate, aka a bowl, and serve it nice and hot. So let's get started. I have 7 minutes and counting. First step is gonna be to get rid of this, don't need that, chicken stock. So let's go to our box here and buy some chicken broth. Buy. I know I need sour cream, so let's buy that while I'm here. So we'll start with our chicken broth in the pot, 700 milliliters. Also, when I do this, I usually take a knife and poke a hole in the backside so it just like airflow just pushes it right out. I'm happy with that. 706, that's okay. Salt, 12 grams. Pepper, 12 grams. Cayenne, 6 grams. 12 grams of salt now. I have cayenne here. Let's get 6 grams of cayenne into this pot. I wish measuring things was really that easy. Like 1 shake equals 1 gram. I'd be sick. Tomatoes, 960 grams. I know if I pick this pot up and carry it with me, then I can do more at once. I'll set this back on. Onion, that's probably 1 onion, 120 grams. Some people say they don't like onions, but I think that they do like onions. I think they just don't like seen onions because then it makes them think that their breath smells. A lot of things have onions in it and you might not even know. This soup, for instance, I'm blending the whole thing, so you'll never know. Oh, let's boil it, 60 seconds. Then I need to blend, so I have a blender. Immersion blender, I have this stick blender here. This will make my life easy. Wonder if I could blend it now while it's cooking. No, I gotta let that stuff cook. I don't need a bad review for the texture of the soup because it didn't cook long enough. 3 minutes left on the clock. Everything's about halfway cooked. I usually prioritize things in a way that there's not much waiting around. Things line up in a way so like this is done, then this is done, then this is done. The things that take longer will start first, put them in the back burner. That's where that phrase comes from. Put it on the back burner, it's still working, but it doesn't need all of your attention. You just prioritize correctly and I think you'll be fine. Blend this guy all up. Don't kill anybody with that. Very dangerous. Let's just chuck this. Add sour cream. Sour cream, where are you? Oh, and I'm down to just over a minute. 150 milliliters. I barely went over by like 3 milliliters. Hopefully the people are not too picky. Oh, the pressure's on. I definitely am feeling the pressure right now with my timing. Let's get this poured. I don't think I have time to take a photo of this dish. Customers are more important. Yes, almost a full 5 stars on taste. I'm gonna call it 5 stars. My mom would say that I have 5 stars in her book, so we're gonna go with my mom. My mom's always right. Realization time, we got it done on time, so 5 stars for that. My overall score is 5 stars. My fame has now surpassed my original goal of 30, so now I'm at 38 out of 30. I did better than I thought, actually. This game is pretty cool, man. It kind of sucks me in because it's pretty realistic. As you're going, you start feeling the timer adds pressure, and they're like, hey, the health department's coming, you got a food critic coming, and so all of a sudden it gets kind of real. My skills in the kitchen translated to this game because I find myself like trying to do the steps that make me more efficient in real life on the game. I'm totally gonna think about this game the next time I'm cooking.